Hello everybody. Welcome to the most useless trading strategies. So I already know some people are not going to like this video. I already know that some of these strategies are popular, and who knows, maybe there are some people who are watching this and actually use some of these strategies. Heck, I've used some of them before too. I've won and lost money on some of them. Some of them are just plain useless strategies because they don't work, and some of them actually do work, but they're incomplete. And some of them, well, you'll see and you can judge for yourself. But people want to know strategies that work and don't, so they don't waste their time or money on stuff or thousands of dollars trying something that doesn't work. I know people who have spent thousands of dollars on courses and thousands of dollars on strategies and a whole lot more money. And I myself, I've lost $55,000 on strategies that just did not work. Some of the coaches were just charlatans that knew how to market really well. And, yep, I was sold. So I know what some people are going to say because a lot of my coaches said the same thing.
Aaron, the strategy works. You're just not following the strategy. You need to work on your discipline and patience.
Well, you know when you follow the strategy to a T and you're still losing more money than you're making, it's not your psychology. It's the strategy, bro. And if you don't know how to teach the psychology, you're not doing a good job teaching either. Since every trader knows that 90% of day traders will fail, we already know that most programs don't do a good job teaching the psychology. Most of the online gurus have never even professionally back-tested their strategy anyway. They make more money selling courses than they do day trading. But, yes, I will take full responsibility that I should have back-tested before I put money on the line. And who knows, maybe some of their strategies used to work, but because market conditions change and they will fail someday or they will fail to update their strategy, well, I still call that dishonest, but here we are. So, here are some of those strategies that I fell for. I lost money for, and I spent a lot of money with, and hopefully this video will help you avoid some of those same pitfalls. I promise this journey is worth it, but some of us have to learn this the hard way. So, here's the first most useless trading strategy. My favorite useless strategy, 3 white knights or 3 black crows. And this one has to be my favorite useless strategy. Someone once told me if you draw a 10-cent zone on the highest 5-minute alignment of a green-red 5-minute candle and a 10-cent zone on the lowest daily alignment of the 5-minute red-green candles, then over to the 1-minute chart, all you have to do is find 3 red candles in a row, bouncing off the highest alignment, and they will go to the lowest alignment. Or 3 green candles in a row, bouncing off the lowest alignment, and they will go to the highest alignment. And that would be true if you cherry pick the instances that work. You might actually believe that it works until it doesn't work. And you start to backtest, and you start to think, well, wait, what is wrong with this strategy, or what am I missing, or what's the secret sauce that they know that I don't know? And then you find out a different story. Oh, here's one. 3 green in a row. Nope. Oh, here's one. 3 green in a row. Nope. Oh, here's one. 1, 2, 3 in a row. Great, let's take that one right there. Oh, all the way up to the top, all the way, okay, maybe again, nope. Oh, maybe again, nope. Maybe if we hold on overnight, huh? Maybe it'll go up all the way to the top. Maybe, all the way to the top, all the way to the top. Oh, it's not going to, no, it's not going. Now, for this next trade, I don't think it's altogether useless. Maybe I should clarify to say that the way I learned it, it was completely useless because it was an incomplete strategy. So this trade needs to be paired with other things. It needs confluence, or else it's not as good as what most people think. It's called the continuation trade. So continuation simply means going in the same direction. Price action goes to a well-established support or resistance, and that established support or resistance becomes resistance or support. and then the trade will continue in the same direction. Now again, this isn't altogether bad. It's actually a very good trade if all of the other elements are in place. But if the trend is ending, or if the trend has already made a second leg, or a new low, well, the trend is out of its channel. These are signs that the continuation might not continue. So beware of those things. Example of a continuation trade. So we have, let me draw a line here. We've got some resistance right here. Now if the price comes up and goes above this and bounces and then goes, well, hey, that's a continuation because it's going to keep going in the direction that it's trending. It does. It bounces. It keeps going. Hey, now that's a continuation setup. This resistance becomes support, and now it keeps going. Except the problem is if you don't know what leg you are in the trend, this trend right here, if you don't know how far it's gone or how many legs it will have, if you don't know the other areas of confluence, now you're in trouble because it starts to go and then it teeters out. That's what you don't want. My problem was I took the continuation every time it passed support or resistance. I didn't even pay attention to how far the trend had already gone. If it was the second leg, the third leg, I didn't even pay attention to any of that. So in this case, you are likely to lose a whole lot more than you win, but otherwise, it can actually be a very powerful strategy when combined with the other elements of confluence. The demand zone or origin of the impulse before continuation. This trade is actually very easy to spot. It goes by a bunch of different names, but we'll just call it origin of the impulse. But very rarely does it work enough to make it profitable. By the time you get to all the nuances of the trade and all the confluences that make it work consistently, you'll notice it rarely ever shows up. So if you're expecting to make a full-time income off something like this, and it only shows up once in a blue moon, yeah, you're probably not going to eat today or tomorrow. So here's how I learned it, and I lost money with it. If you have consolidation and you break out of it with a retest, without a retest, very important part there. If you have consolidation, you break out of that consolidation without a retest. And during that run away from the consolidation, you have a green, red, green, or it breaks out and it goes down, and you have a red, green, red. You let that baby run. Well, that's the way I learned it. That would be great, except it's not that easy. And without all the other pieces like when to get out, where should I put my stop loss, how far is it going to go, how much should I leverage, stuff like that, it's quite useless. Now the reversal is one of those that is also quite useless without the whole package. Reversals are great when you know when the trend has ended. Reversals are great when you know you're at the opposite side of a range. But you need all of the elements of confluence, or this one is where I've seen many traders lose their accounts and blow up because they keep getting in and they get stopped out. They keep getting in because they think now it's going to reverse. Now the trend is over. Now this is the last time. And then they get stopped out. This is where you definitely need all of the elements of confluence. Otherwise, without knowing if the trend ended, without knowing if you're in a range, without knowing what your risk to reward should be, it's definitely useless. So I hope this was helpful. If you just have the strategy and these strategies, and you don't have the complete system, you don't know how much leverage to put on the trade, you don't know the size, you don't know where it is in the trend, you don't know if we're consolidating, if you don't have objective ways to measure those things, if you don't know where your stop should be, if you don't know if it's going to continue, a lot of these things are just useless. But if you have all of the pieces of confluence, which I didn't, then it makes it a whole lot different. And trading can be very lucrative. So, if you wouldn't mind, please go ahead and subscribe to this video. How you can have those other pieces of confluence, how you can have the entire system, how you can have the risk reward lined up, how you can have the stop lined up. and it will make your trades way more efficient. Then go ahead and hit the like button. It'll help this video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It'll give you more content, and I'll see you in the next video.